Hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I know it's feel like a minute. Oh, before I get into any of that, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you follow my social medias. I have Snapchat and Instagram. Make sure you follow those, like whatever pictures and stuff I post. That's what all my YouTube content is. So if you want to see what's going to be posted next, it's going to be on those links below. Okay, so y'all, I know it's been a minute, y'all. It's been a minute, but today I'm here to come and talk to you about what's sort of kind of going on, and I feel like this is something that needs to be talked about, because I feel like a lot of us is going through it and we don't know what it is or like how to handle it. So today I'm coming to you guys with talking about grief and the stages of grieving and stuff like that. So right now I'm experiencing grief for grieving for the first time in my life since I've had significant deaths in my family. So let's start from the beginning. So when I was like growing up, I never had a significant death. And when I say a significant death, I mean a death of someone that's close, like that's really, really close to me, who I have a special bond with, who I have a special relationship with, who I am like really close to. And let's keep in mind too that grieving doesn't have to be just because of death. You can be grieving or mourning the loss of someone or something, and like you can be grieving friendships ending, your friendship ending. You could be grieving your relationship ending. You know, it's other things for you to grieve to besides just death. But in my case, it's definitely death. So like growing up, like I would have friends around me that would have like talk about how their grandparents just died and stuff like that, and how, you know, and like I seen the effects it had on them. And like to me personally, I don't know how to handle death. And when I say I don't know how to handle it, it's not like I'm extremely sensitive and I'm just like, you know, breaking down. No. What it is because I didn't have a lot of death growing up, like death in my family growing up, it's kind of like weird to me at first. Like it's just like, oh, wow, like, whoa, like I don't know what to say, what to do. Like when I have friends who have family members or someone that's close to them that passes away, I try to be there for them as much as possible, but like I don't know particularly what to say and like what to do, and that's just because of, that's just me. So growing up, I would have like friends saying like their grandparents passed, and like I didn't especially know how to deal with that, because growing up all my life I had all 4 grandparents plus my great grandmother on my mom's side. So it was like I didn't know how to feel, or I couldn't put myself into those shoes because it didn't happen to me, and I thought that it would never it would never ever happen to me. So yeah. So yeah, I just was like, you know, I don't think this will ever happen. But then 2015, the first time it happened. So 2015, October 31st, 2015, 2015 was really a rough year for me. Like it was extremely rough. It was a lot of events that happened. It was just a lot. 2015 was just not my year. One of the worst years I could have ever had, honestly. But I experienced my first significant death October 31st, 2015 with my grandmother on my dad's side. Now, when it first happened, I was upset, I was sad, I was crying and stuff, but it wasn't real to me. So it was like I didn't know what to do. The only thing I could do to make myself believe it was like text people and like, hey, my grandmother just died, just to like, you know, like make it feel like it was real. I went over to my grandparents' house I think a day or two after she passed, and it was kind of a shock walking into the house at first because, like, you know, she wasn't there. And I had kind of gotten adjusted to her not being in the house anymore because, unfortunately, she had dementia. And she was placed into a home. So, like, it was, I had gotten adjusted to the fact that she wasn't in the house anymore. And, oh, gosh, y'all. Whoa. Okay. Let's get it together. Let's get it together. So I had gotten adjusted to the fact that she wasn't in the house anymore, that my grandmother wasn't in the house anymore. And, you know, actually going to the house, like, it still didn't hit me because, again, I had got adjusted to her not being there. So it was like, okay, it was fine. But then came time for the funeral, and I seen her in the casket for the first time, and I, like, you know, I kind of ran out because it was just like, whoa, like, she's really, really gone. Like, and how do I deal with it? Like, I never thought I would see this day come or anything like that. So that was that. Then I experienced my second significant loss August 2nd of 2018, I want to say 2018. And it was my stepmom, R.I.P. Sam. That was a really tough loss for me, and I was in denial about that for a long time because Sam held a really special place in my heart. Y'all, oh, this video is tough, y'all. I didn't think it was gonna be this tough, y'all. Like, woo. But I guess this is the part where they said, like, when you're grieving and stuff, you gotta talk about it. You gotta feel. You gotta just be open. So here we are. Give me back. Losing my stepmom was really hard because she helped me and my dad get back together. Like, she helped us start to repair a relationship and build a relationship with each other and stuff. And she just was really loving, caring, crazy as I don't know what. That lady was crazy, but she was always ready to help, ready to do what was best. She was very involved with the community that was around her and everything. Sam was just one of those amazing people that unfortunately was taken early. So there is that. Then January 16th, 2020. That is coming up, so I have to deal with it. Y'all, this is hard. Oh, this is hard. I thought I would be over it by now, but it's not. It's, I don't know. Thought I would be over it by now. Thought I would be okay. But I'm not. Okay. Whew. January 16th, 2020. Got the phone call that my grandfather had passed. And this is my grandfather on my dad's side. So he had he passed. I was told that his heart just gave out. It was really hard because I just spoken to him a couple days before he passed, because the Christmas card that he sent me finally came in the mail. I still have that card. Still have that card with me and stuff. So the Christmas card that he sent me in the mail and stuff. I called to say thank you, and over the phone while talking to him, it was I kind of felt something was off. Like, I knew he wasn't feeling okay. And I can just hear it just by the way he just spoke to me. He didn't have as much enthusiasm as he normally do when he hears from any of his grandchildren and stuff. When he heard from any of his grandchildren. So that was, so when I got the call, my Aunt Sean, she called me. I was at work. Literally, she called me 10 minutes before I got off of work. And I was like, okay. I'm like, she probably just needs to talk to me about something. She's like, you know, just needs to talk to me really quickly and stuff. And then before I clocked out, my dad texted me and asked, did I speak to anyone at NYC? I was in Texas at the time, still was in Texas. And right then and there, I knew something was wrong. I didn't know with who, I didn't know what it was, but I did not expect death like that. So that kind of hit me on the sideline. So I got outside, I called my aunt back, and then she let me know. She told me the news, and I lost it. I completely lost it. I was not okay. Like, I just wasn't okay. I still haven't accepted his death. I'm still dealing with it. I'm still trying to, you know, just find my little place to where I'm okay with it. And then my last significant death was in the same year of 2020. My great-grandmother on my mom's side passed. So 2020, you know, COVID hit and everything. So it was just a lot. It was September 18, 2020, I lost my great-grandmother. That was unexpected. I was home. I was getting ready for my birthday, you know, making birthday plans. And, you know, my birthday September 24th. So I'm like, yeah, I'm getting ready. My aunt called me. She's crying. And I'm just like, what's going on? And she just let me know what happened. So I had 2 significant deaths in 1 year. And I haven't dealt with them. And so, like, they say, like, the 5 stages of grief are anger is denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. Now, I feel like I'm kind of going through the depression phase with it, because I've been in denial about it. I still sometimes have to tell myself, like, this is, like, you know, I had to, I'm not gonna say I still do, but I had to tell myself, like, you know, like, this is real, this is happening. So I've been through the denial stage with all 3 deaths. That happens first with me. I don't know how it happens with anybody else, but that happens first. And then anger. I became pretty angry after my grandmother passed, just for the simple factor of it was so much going on within that year that I just had so much anger and frustration just built up, and just I was really angry, and I took it out on anything and anybody. Like, anything was making me snap, was making me really sensitive. It was like it just wasn't good. Like, I was really angry behind it, and I didn't know why. Like, I just didn't know why. And, you know, the other deaths, I wasn't as angry at other people. I started to become angry at them. So it was a lot of anger that I've had to let go, because of the simple factor of it was eating at me, and then it was making my behaviors change, and it just wasn't what was good for me. So I had to let my anger go. I had to find a different way to express how I'm feeling. As far as bargaining, and I'm not saying like these are like, this is the order, anything like that. Like, bargaining, I've caught myself saying, okay, if you could just, okay, if I read the Bible and I start going to church, then maybe I can speak to them, or maybe I could just see them one more time, or like, you know, I just was like, okay, well, if I start living like this, then they'll see that I'm actually doing good. And then like it was a lot of back and forth with that, and I'm now in a depression stage of grief. This holiday season has been a really tough one, because this is the first holiday season that I was able to feel and notice the deaths. Because the previous years, even back from starting in 2015, previous years, I had all these distractions, all these bad distractions, nothing good, all these bad distractions, and I was focused on somebody else's grievances and how they were grieving the loss of their loved ones, so I didn't have to focus on mine. I didn't feel the need to focus on mine. So now that I don't have those kind of distractions and I don't have that worry anymore, it has been tough. And I'm gonna say it started this October, of course. This October was really hard for me, because I was able to feel that my grandmother really wasn't here anymore. Thanksgiving, I had a wonderful Thanksgiving with my girlfriend and her family and stuff like that. It was a really good Thanksgiving that I've had in a really long time. Well, since I've been here, I wasn't by myself. I was actually in a loving home. So I was happy about that. I was, playing cards and stuff like that, and I was doing good. I was holding up pretty good. And my dad had went over to my Aunt Chris's house. We kind of started that tradition and stuff like that. It's been there for God knows how long. It's been there for a minute that we go over to my Aunt Chris's house in Jersey for Thanksgiving and Christmas and stuff like that. And for a really long time, my dad didn't go. So this year he went. And normally on Thanksgiving, after my grandmother passed and stuff, I would call my grandfather, or I would call my Aunt Sharon, so that way I could speak to the whole family. Like, we would do a whole FaceTime call before they had group FaceTime. We would do a whole FaceTime call, and I would speak to my grandfather, ask him how he's doing, speak to everybody. It's been a couple of Thanksgivings where I FaceTime my grandfather, and so it's been a really tough one, because I called my dad this year, and I was so happy. I heard the happiness in his voice. I heard how he just felt, and I kind of wish I was there to experience that, because it's been a long time. But it's like you call somebody and the person is not there, so you and this, and you try to be okay with it, but I wasn't okay. I realized that I wasn't okay. It hurt. Oh, y'all, give me a minute. Hey, y'all. Okay, yeah, so where was I? I never forgot where I was at. But, yeah, I wasn't okay. Like, this had to be the second Thanksgiving without him and stuff like that. The first one, it wasn't as tough as this one. Once again, because I was focused on somebody else's situation. And so now that I didn't have that to focus on, I literally had no other choice but to feel. And I didn't like it. I absolutely didn't like it, because I'm like, what is this? And then I just realized, like, my behaviors changed. And I'm going into this dark place. And it's not like I have other things that I'm, like, extremely stressed about, to be depressed about. I love the relationship that I'm in right now. My financial situation is it's adulting. That's all I can say, is just adulting. But my bills is paid. Like, that's all that matters to me right now. Like, so it's not like I'm stressed and I'm like have stuff to be depressed over and everything. No, it's just mainly I realized the change during the holiday season, for real. So this holiday season has been a tough one, a really, really tough one. And so with all of that being said, I want to tell you guys, like, if you are mourning the loss of someone or something, and whether it's death or not, talk to somebody, because if not, you'll drive yourself insane. And actually feel, like, allow yourself to feel. It's okay to cry because a song on the radio reminded you of this person. It's okay to be angry, but don't stay angry, you know. Oh, and after the depression stage of grief, you have acceptance. I'm not in that stage yet. I might be going towards that stage with my grandmother. It's not as, it's heavy, but it's not as heavy as it used to be on me. So I'm starting to feel like even after 6 years, I'm starting to accept the fact that she's really gone. And like, grieving really doesn't have like a time limit or anything. So I don't want y'all to ever think like, okay, I only could grieve for this amount of period. Like, anything could cause grievance. Like, anything can make you feel the loss. Like, anything. Like, it's this soca song my girlfriend played in the car. I never heard of it, but my grandfather was from St. Thomas, and the song just reminded me of him. Like, I done heard a whole bunch of soca songs, dance hall songs. Like, I hear it all the time, like, you know, but it was just this one specific song that I was able to feel him through. And I could just see him and dancing in the living room with my grandmother, and that, it didn't make me sad, it made me happy. Because I'm like, the two of them are together finally. My grandfather isn't heartbroken anymore, you know. He's back with the love of his life, his soulmate. So, you know, I wasn't upset, but I just felt him. And that's okay. I don't want you guys to think that is weird or like no one's gonna listen to you or anything like that. Really sit there and feel it. Even if you gotta write it out, don't shop it out. Don't replace it with substance abuse. Don't replace it with bad spending habits, bad eating, because all that do is make the situation worse. Because once you snap out of it, once you come out of grieving and everything, you realize now you're depressed about other things. Like, you know, so you don't want to make the situation worse. So allow yourself to feel it, even if you gotta go stand in the grass or something. Like, you know, just center yourself so that way you can deal with it. Because when you don't deal with it, you see how I am crying on the camera. And you know, like, you don't want that to be like, you know, you don't want to become just this negative ball of energy. And like, to those who don't know how to deal with death, or for those who don't want to talk about death and stuff, if you have someone that is next to you that is grieving and stuff, just be there for them, support them, because they really need it, and vice versa. Like, and like, some people do need to understand that certain people don't know how to deal with death, so like their emotions is just all crazy and all over the place. And I just ask that, you know, you guys take it with a grain of salt and not just completely shut them out. So I think that concludes today's video. I know it's kind of like a little sad, kind of, you know, whoa, but I just wanted to come on this camera to talk to you guys, to let you know, like, this is something that I'm going through. This is stuff that I've been seeing around the community and everything. This is stuff that I've seen my friends go through and stuff like that. Like, you know, some people substitute death or grievance with dancing, partying, shopping, reading. Like, you know, they consume their time with so much so that way they don't have to deal with it and they don't have to think about it. But it's best that you do deal with it, so that way when you finally get to that stage of acceptance, when it comes to the holidays or their birthdays or stuff like that, you won't be sad, you won't be angry, you'll actually be happy that they have completely moved on. So yes, with that being said, y'all, I really don't know when the next video is coming out. Most like mainly soon. It's gonna be soon. We're definitely gonna have a video for Christmas. Gonna be vlogging Christmas and whatever I cook. I still don't remember what I'm supposed to be cooking, but yeah, I'm cooking on Christmas, so you guys will see some of that. You get to see a little cooking with Qua. The energy will be back up, guys. I'm telling you, I'm trying to be consistent with these videos. I know I haven't been consistent, but I figured out why, what's going on with me, because I just wasn't gonna come on this camera and just fake it for y'all, because that's not what I do. But yes, with all that being said, y'all, please, please, please like, comment, subscribe, turn your notification bells on, share with any and everybody, even share it with your co-workers, the indecisive, yes. But yes, please share, notification bells on. Please please follow my social medias that's down below on Snapchat and Instagram. And I'll see you in the next video.